What's going on then, ladies and gentlemen? I hope you're all doing absolutely fantastic. It is Friday. Today we are bringing you our 4-2-3-1 custom tactics and instructions. Obviously, we're in a meta at the minute on FIFA 21 where most people are playing 5 at the back. I've been trying to come up with a way to beat the 5 at the back, and I don't necessarily think there's a formation that you must play to beat the 5-3-2, 5-2-1-2. I think it's more down to your play style and how you play against said 5-3-2 or 5 at the back. Not. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel. We do upload every single day at 5 PM. We do stream over on Facebook Gaming. If you want to see our live FUT champs, you want to get involved, you want to ask any questions, that is the best place to get your answers. And if you do want any of your sneak, please do use code FIFA Analyst at checkout. Let's go ahead, jump into the tactics, talk to you about the 4-2-3-1 and why I have been playing it recently. So then, first of all, this is the team that I used in the 4-2-3-1. Lined it up with Pope in goal. Tavernier moved to right back. Reece James and Wan-Bissaka at centre back. Hernandez at left back. We played Rooney and Seedorf in the middle. Didn't really have a defensive-minded midfielder, but I would recommend having Akante, Vieira, you know, whatever your budget is, a more defensive-minded midfielder will work an absolute treat. I had Bergwijn out on the right, and I had Ribery out on the left. Dybala in the middle, and then Ronaldo up front. At half-time, I would sub on Tonali for Seedorf. And Tonali, this card, unbelievable. Really, really like it as an objective card. Cannot moan with it one bit. The Bergwijn, I don't like him. I really don't like him. Ribery, I've been quite a fan of, actually. Been quite enjoying him. So let's go into the tactics first of all, and then the player instructions, and then I'm going to tell you why I've been using the 4-2-3-1 and how you can play it against the 5 at the back to obviously suit you and help you get more wins in Weekend League. I'm not going to explain it, but please. We used a 4-5-1 to get chemistry. We then used the game plans. You should all know this by now. There's probably someone who doesn't. Look at my previous custom tactics video if you need to. So the 4-2-3-1, how do we have it lined up? Very balanced and neutral, actually. I'll go with balanced on the defensive style, only for the reason that I have other tactics to be more aggressive. Press on heavy touch, press on possession loss, and so on. I use balanced here for the simple fact of, with a 5-3-2, it's very, very good at counter-attacking, but also when they have the ball and having, you know, the right wing back and the left wing back so far up the pitch, if I have press on heavy touch and my left back automatically steps out by himself because he's on press on heavy touch, we're then in for a difficult time, right? Balance to me, just with the way the meta is at the minute, works better here. If I'm 2-3-0 down, I would change to a more aggressive 4-4-2 or, you know, 3 at the back or something, which is where I would have press on heavy touch, press on possession loss. So I run balanced on the defensive style. For the width, what do I run? I run completely balanced at 5 on the defensive width. I was taking into account the 5-3-2, 5-2-1-2, and the right wing back and left wing back. I played a lot of people who use that this weekend. I took that into account. I don't want this really narrow because then that leaves that left wing back and right wing back open as anything. And we don't want that, right? So you need to make sure that, you know, you're not having that as an issue. So we run 5 width on there. Depth. Me, myself, I like to be quite aggressive. I like to win the ball high up the pitch. Even though I'm on balanced defensive style, I still believe I can win the ball high up the pitch with trying to press manually. What a joke. What a joke. I do try, okay? So if you're not very competent, you know, you feel that you can't press high, you're not very good at reading the play, maybe like a 4-3 depth here, but it also does invite a lot of pressure on, so there's actually cons to that. I run 5 depth here. You can run high depth if you want, if you are, you know, very aggressive. You have maybe, I don't know, a Adama Traore, Kyle Walker at centre-back, Reece James at centre-back, whatever. You can do. I run Wan-Bissaka and Reece James. They're both very quick. They're both very capable of recovering if I needed to. Offensive style, what did I go on here? We have balanced, we have long ball, fast build-up, possession. I did start with possession originally, and I felt that I just couldn't create enough with it. Possession I ran pretty much all last year, and I think it was a great offensive style. Very easy to move the ball around and work the play. But this year, through balls, if you have an opportunity for a through ball down the line or a through ball through the middle, I'd ask you to take it most of the times, you know, if it's the 20th minute, 1-0, you know, 0-0, whatever. Obviously, if it's the 40th minute, you might not want to take that through ball every time. Balance to me just gave me the most neutral lineup in this 4-2-3-1. In the 4-2-3-1 this year, I have ran long ball. I wanted to try and play more football this weekend. Yeah, I know, funny. I wanted to try and pass the ball around a bit more. I wanted to try and show you, that you can play football within an extent. So that's why I balanced. I didn't want to just look for a through ball left, right, and centre. And width and players in box 5-5. Nice and neutral. Literally nothing else to it. Just a very, very neutral and solid lineup on that front for us. Again, I didn't want to be so wide that my men were on the touchline all the time, and I didn't want to be so narrow that I had no width to me. So just a balanced approach on that. And players in box was 5 as well. I did originally have this on 4. I just knocked it up by 1 just to see that centre mid get into the box a little. Corners and free kicks, I went with 1. Sick of getting counter-attacked. That is the reason why we go 1-1 on that particular front. Now, for the instructions, if you've got a quick keeper, a good keeper, don't be afraid to run sweeper keeper, comes for crosses. You can do that if you want. Probably could run it with Nick Pope, but I don't trust him. Over to the right back and the left back. Stay back while attacking. I've recently ran balanced fullbacks in the 4-2-2 and really had a lot of fun with that. But I also feel like with the counter-attack meta, with the 5-3-2 being, so popular at the minute, you have your fullbacks unbalanced here. You're going to leave their wing, their wing backs open all the time. Probably not going to be the greatest idea. Wayne Rooney, my more aggressive centre mid, my one which can get forward, which can offer options, unbalanced and cover centre. My right centre defensive mid, cut passing lanes, stay back while attacking, cover centre. This is your more defensive midfielder. Doesn't matter whether you have it on the left defensive mid or right defensive mid. Your choice, just have it on the more defensive minded midfielder. For the centre attacking mid, completely balanced here. Don't change that. Right attacking mid and the left attacking mid, I have them on getting to the box across. I'll talk to you about that in a second on why we do that. And then for the striker, we have them on getting behind. What we're going to do now is quickly jump over, use our software to kind of show you how we run up this formation and how we like it, along with providing you with some gameplay. So just quickly move me over to the other side so we can go through and look at this. The 4-2-3-1, I still feel it's one of the most neutral and balanced formations, and not easy to use, but it's good defensively and it's good going forward. It's not as easy to score as like a 4-4-2 or 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. They get you more goals. Most people get quite confused with the right attacking mid and the left attacking mid, right? They say, oh, they're not getting involved enough. You need to essentially, the way the 4-2-3-1 works is you pick up the ball from defence, you've won the ball, you get the ball, you leave your centre back, distribute the ball out to your full back, tap the LB button, L1 on PlayStation, to send this guy on a run, your left attacking mid in behind. And then you're going to look for that RBY, R1 on PlayStation, RBY, R1 triangle on PlayStation, to get the ball down the line and keep it round the outside. You then have a choice to run down the line and into the box with your left attacking mid, right attacking mid. And what you're aiming to do is to take out their midfield and bypass their midfield. It's very easy and very effective to do. That's kind of the point number 1 on how to attack in the 4-2-3-1. The other way is actually using your centre mid. So you want to use your more aggressive defensive mid. You're the one which go forward and score. For me, that's Wayne Rooney. Playing the ball into the Dybala with Wayne Rooney and then sending that Rooney on a run there will give you the option to either lay the ball back into him, or the opponent will track that run and move his centre defensive mid back, opening up more room for your striker or for you to distribute the ball out wide. That's kind of the beating heart of how the 4-2-3-1 is going to work for you. When it comes to defensively, you obviously want to make sure you're marshalling around with, your 2 centre defensive mids. Don't be afraid to grab your cam and pull your cam back as well, because he can enable and obviously make it a little bit harder for the opponent to break through. It's a very good and very effective formation. If you do hit on the counter, don't be afraid to distribute the ball out to the right attacking mid and left attacking mid on a quick through ball. But also, if you find the little pass into the cam, a quick turn, running behind with your striker, ball behind, just that through ball will work really easy and very effectively. We're going to jump into some gameplay now, just so you can see some examples of it as well. We have some highlights on screen for you now, just to show you obviously how the 4-2-3-1 lines up and how we play it. When it comes to the 5-3-2, I'll talk to you about that for now. The way I played against the 5 at the back this weekend, I'll be honest, it's very much in a way of playing against the formation and using its counter, and the 5 at the back is very hard to win the ball and press the ball. So what I did was, if I went 1-0 up, I just literally kept the ball in the middle of the opponent's half, moved it around, frustrated the opponent, and then capitalised when they came diving out because they were getting annoyed and they wanted the ball back. Yes, you had to take a 1-0 lead for that. I appreciate that. But that's how I played it, and that's how I had the most amount of success with a 4-2-3-1. And whatever formation you want to do that with, obviously if you're using like a narrow formation, you can't do that as easily. But the 5-3-2, you can just pass the ball around in between their 3 centre mids and take your time and just really, really frustrate the opponent. And I know the YouTube comments and people are going to be going, "Oh, you rat, getting the pitchforks out." At the end of the day, if an opponent is using a formation which is very good in attack and solid in defence, which has a solid 5 line of defenders, if you do go 1-0 up and I pass it round and you don't change anything, you don't change to a different formation, you don't, change to press on heavy touch, press on possession loss or whatever, and you sit in your little shell and then moan that I've held the ball against you, that's your problem. You needed to change something. Your tactic wasn't working. But most people don't tend to. They tend to stick with their guns because FIFA Analyst told them 5-3-2 is the meta at the minute, which it is, but they don't use their initiative and change it. So that's your fault. How do you actually score against the 5-3-2? When they send their wing-backs on a run, if you can get a quick counter, you can get onto their centre-backs very easily and kind of pull their one centre-back out into like a left-back, right-back position and capitalise on that. And that could be really, really effective. And also, when they do get the 5 men back behind the ball, it's about moving the ball from the bottom side of the pitch to the top side of the pitch and then working their centre-mids, finding that isolation onto the left centre-mid, right centre-mid or left wing-back, right wing-back, pulling their centre-back over to aid and help that left wing-back, that right wing-back, and then you can work your way into the box. When you get into the box, you're probably going to need to do a heel-to-heel, a fake shot, a shot cancel, something to basically take out the defender, take out the chance of the ball getting blocked, and then you get a clear line at goal, and that's when it will work very, very well for you. So yeah, that's kind of my opinions on the 5-3-2 and how to beat it on that front as well. Give it a go. Let me know exactly what you think of it. If you have found this video helpful, please do give it a big thumbs up. Thank you all very much for your support. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you to our Patreons who do support us as well. Whether you want to support us or you want to get better at FIFA, we do have the Analyst Academy Patreon, a link in the description for that if you are interested. I'll pop it up on screen for you now as well. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.